Hi student, good morning everyone. Today I am going to discuss Hajan's rule. That means the generation of development of covalent character in ionic compound. So let's start. So polarization. Polarization means the electron cloud of the anion gets polarized by the presence of cations. So what is this? When a cation approaches towards anion, closely, it attracts the electron cloud of anion and at the same time it repels the positive charged nucleus of anion, due to which electron charge density of anion no longer remains symmetrical, but it is elongated towards the cation is known as distortion or deformation or polarization of anion by cation. So this is the cations. The size of the cation will be always small compared to anions which has larger size. What will happen when this cation approaches towards the spherical shape of anions? What will happen? The electron charge cloud of anion gets attracted by the cations. What will happen? The symmetrical shape of the anion gets deformed like this. This is the asymmetrical shape of the anions. So symmetrical shape of the anion gets deformed or gets distorted when cation approaches towards anions. So electron charge density of anion or cloud, electron charge cloud of anion gets attracted by the cation, and the spherical shape of the anion will be deformed or distorted like this way. Okay, so you see here the electron charge cloud of the anions. This is the anions, electron charge cloud of anions. So what will happen? Deformation of electron charge cloud of anion, that is polarizability of the anions. So cation attracts the electron charge cloud or density towards itself. What will happen? The spherical shape of anion gets deformed or distorted. So again I repeat, when a cation approaches towards anion closely, it will attract electron cloud of the anion. At the same time, it repels positively charged nucleus of anion, due to which electron charge density of anion no longer remains symmetrical, but it is elongated towards the cation is known as distortion or deformation or polarization of anion by cation. So ability of cation to polarize the nearby anion is known as polarizing power of the cation. So ability of cation to polarize the nearby anion is known as polarizing power of cation, and tendency of anion to get polarized is known as polarizability. So polarizability of anion and polarizing power of cation. So ability of cation to polarize the anions. Just all of the covalent bonds have the partial ionic character. The ionic bonds also have partial covalent character. When two oppositely charged ions comes close, the positive ions tends to distort the electron cloud of the negative ions towards itself. What will happen? When two opposite charge, one is cation, another is anions, comes closer or approaches toward itself, the positive ions tends to distort what? The electron cloud of the anions or negative on towards itself. Consequently, the electron cloud of negative ions, that is anions, gets polarized and electron density is pulled between the nuclei of two atoms. This is precisely what happens in the formation of a covalent bond, that is build up of electron density in between two nuclei. We can say ionic bond doesn't remain 100% ionic. Keep in mind, ionic bond doesn't remain 100% ionic but develops some covalent character. That means there is some covalent character produced during this attraction of cations and anions. So extent of covalent character in ionic bonds depends on the polarizing power of the cation and the polarizability of anions, which are decided on the set of rules called Hajan's rule. So extent of covalent character. So ionic compound, how much it will be covalent, that depends on the polarizing power of cation. So factors affecting polarizing power of cation. First, size of cation. Lesser the size of cation, higher will be the polarization. If the size of the cation is less, then polarization will be high. That means that cation polarized or deformed or distorted anions gradually. So lithium plus is smaller than potassium ions. Now lithium chloride has more covalent character than KCl. Why? KCl. And similarly beryllium, bivalent beryllium greater than magnesium 2 plus greater than calcium 2 plus by size. That means lithium ion has more covalent character. Why? Because lithium ion being a smaller in size, it has high polarizing power than potassium. Same expression will be beryllium 2 plus, magnesium 2 plus, calcium 2 plus. Now come to the point charge of the cation. First we discussed size of the cation, lesser size of the cation. Next come to the point charge of the cation. Greater is the charge of cation, higher will be polarization. That is, greater the covalent character of the ionic bond. As for example, Na plus less than magnesium 2 plus less than Al3 plus, both size and charge. Here Na number of plus charge 1, plus 2, plus 3. If charge plus charge increases, that means polarizing power of the cation increases. So next point, electronic configuration. This is also very important point. Covalent character will be high when a cation possesses pseudo inert gas configuration. This is very interesting. When covalent character increases or will be high when cation possesses pseudo inert gas configuration than noble gas configuration. Noble gas configuration we know NH2 NP6. It should be NH2 NP6. Okay, that is 8 electrons, and pseudo noble gas configuration will be NH2 NP6 ND10, that is 18 electrons. So as for example, mercury ion Ag2 plus size 1.01 angstrom, whereas calcium 2 plus size 1.02 angstrom. Here size and charge almost same. If we talk about mercury 2 plus and calcium 2 plus, size and charge are almost same. Yet polarizing power of Ag2 plus greater than calcium 2 plus. Why? Because mercuric ions Ag2 plus ions has a pseudo inert gas configuration, that is 18 electron system, whereas calcium it has noble gas configuration NH2 NP6, that is 8 electron system. So due to the presence of pseudo inert gas configuration of former means Ag2 plus and noble gas configuration of latter, and also due to the post skinning effect or shielding effect of d electrons, anions electrons gets attached or gets attracted more by the nucleus. So for two cations of the similar size and charge with electronic configuration N1, N-1, D10, NS0, that is pseudo inert noble gas configuration, is more polarizing than one with noble gas configuration NH2 NP6. So NH2 NP6 typically of alkaline earth metals cations. For example, CuCl is more covalent than NaCl. CuCl is more covalent than NaCl because polarizing power of copper ion, which has pseudo noble gas configuration 18 valence electron. Okay, so configuration is more than sodium plus ions. So again I repeat it. If the cations having the pseudo inert gas configuration, then it will be higher polarizing power than the noble gas configuration of the another cations. As for example, mercury ions, it has a pseudo inert gas configuration. That means it contains 18 electrons. Similarly, in case of copper chloride, it also contains 18 electrons in pseudo inert gas configurations. So that's why polarizing power of copper greater than Na plus. Now come to the point polarizing power of anion. What are the factors on which polarizing power of the anion depends? So number one, charge of anions. Higher the charge on anions, higher will be its covalent character. higher the charge on anion. If anion reciting more charge. Similarly, lithium iodide is more covalent than lithium chloride. Why? Because iodine is larger size than fluorine. Similarly, AlF3 is ionic but AlCl3 is covalent in nature because ionic radius of ion is greater than ionic radius of I minus is greater than Cl minus, and that of Cl minus is greater than F minus. As for example, N3 minus greater than O2 minus, F minus, because here nitrogen possesses 3 negative charge, oxygen 2 negative charge. So here N3 minus will be more polarized by the cations. So as the negative charge increases, the force of attraction between the nucleus of anion and its electron decreases, due to the which polarizability increases. Next, size of anions. Larger the size of anion, greater will be the polarizability of anion. If size of the anion is large, then polarizability of anion will be high. That means that anion will be more polarized by the cations. As for example, F minus greater than Cl minus, greater than Br minus, greater than I minus. So from left to right, size increases. So I minus will be more polarized than Br minus, than Cl minus by the cations. So these factors are collectively known as Fajans rule. So what we have discussed, this how does the polarizing power of cations and the polarizability of anions depends. Okay. Now covalent nature of resultant properties of the polarizations. First, covalent nature of ionic compound. If the extent of polarization quite small, then the bond remains largely ionic. If the extent of polarization quite small, then bond remains largely ionic. If the extent of polarization is large, then electrons are drawn from anions to cations, resulting the decrease in ionic character. Keep in mind, if the extent of polarization quite small, that means anion gets polarized very little extent by the cations, then what will happen? Bonds remains largely ionic, covalent character will be very less. But if electrons are drawn from the anion to cations, resulting the decrease in ionic character and increase in covalent character. As for example, NaF less than NaCl, less than NaBr, less than NaI. Here cations Na plus is same for all. Anion with polarizability has the greatest ionic character or less covalent character. Now lithium chloride greater than NaCl, greater than KCl, greater than RbCl, greater than CgCl, according to size of the cation, that is size increases. Similarly, SnCl4 greater than SnCl due to high charge, AgCl2 greater than calcium chloride due to pseudo inert gas configuration. Clear? So here covalent character or less covalent character will be this. Na plus is same for all anions, only the polarizability of the greatest ionic character or less covalent character. So here lithium chloride, sodium chloride, here only sodium ions, here same, here cations different but the anions is same. Okay. Solubility of ionic compound in non-polar solvent. As the covalent nature increases, solubility in non-polar solvent increases. Lithium chloride greater than NaCl, greater than KCl, greater than rubidium chloride, covalent character decreases. From left to right, covalent character decreases. So solubility, covalent nature if increases, solubility of non-polar solvent. Non-polar solvent means benzene, NX and chloroform. Okay. So acetonitrile, these are the non-polar solvent. What will happen? So covalent character increases. Okay, non-polar solvent, keep in mind. If covalent character increases, solubility non-polar also increases. Non-polar. Thermal stability of the carbonates. As the polarization increases, the ionic character decreases. Polarization character increases, ionic character decreases. Therefore, thermal stability decreases. thermal stability decreases if you apply heat. What will happen? Which compound gets decomposed early? So that will be thermal stability decreases. Beryllium carbonate, magnesium, calcium, tungsten, radium. So thermal stability increases. Similarly, lithium carbonate less than sodium carbonate, potassium carbonate, which is almost equals to sodium carbonate, then greater than magnesium carbonate, +2 charge and less size. Okay, so here +2 charge and less size. So thermal stability decreases from left to right. Okay. Now melting point of ionic compound. It depends on intermolecular force of attraction. Later we will discuss Van der Waals force of attraction. That can be determined either by lattice energy concept or polarization concept. Okay, so it depends on intermolecular force of attractions. Lattice energy increases, melting point increases, polarization increases. Okay, melting point increases. When anions are different, they have same charge but different size. NaCl, NaBr, Ni. According to lattice energy, Na less than NaCl, less than NaBr, less than Ni. According to polarization, Na less than NaCl, less than NaBr, less than Ni. Here both concepts used. Okay, so when anions are different, they have same charge but different size. Like this. According to lattice energy, this is the lattice energy order. So according to polarization, this is the polarization sequence, and here both concepts used. Okay, so now anion having different charge but almost same size. Anions having different charge but almost same size. NaCl, Na2s. Okay, so NaCl greater than Na2s. Why? S has more charge, so its polarizability is more and hence low melting point. Why? Because twice Na plus 2s S2 minus, twice Na plus S2 minus, S possesses 2 negative charge, so S has more charge, so it is polarizability is more, hence low melting point. When anion is same but cation is different. Okay, so cations have same charge but different size, polarization dominates. Barium chloride, beryllium chloride, magnesium chloride, calcium chloride, strontium chloride, BaCl2. If cation belongs to group 1, okay, if cation belongs to group 1, that is LiCl, lithium chloride, polarization dominates. Okay, for this compound, but in case of NaCl, KCl, LbCl, here lattice energy dominates. Okay, so explanation: if cations belong to group 1, the size of cation is large, due to which the extent of polarization is small. Because of that, lattice energy dominates. However, in case of lithium, due to its small size, polarization dominates. Keep in mind. Here, in case of NaCl, Na2s, sulfur possesses 2 negative charge. That's why it will be more polarized. Okay. So cations having the same charge but different size, same charge, all possess 2 positive charge. Okay. If cation belongs to group 1, what will happen? In lithium chloride, polarization dominates. Here lattice energy dominates. If cations belong to group 1, size of the cation is large, due to which the polarization, if size of the cation increases, we know the polarizing power of the cation decreases. Okay, so then the lattice energy dominates. That's why here lattice energy dominates. But in case of lithium, due to lesser size, it has high polarizing power. Okay, so polarization dominates in case of LiCl. Now this is the homework. Arrange covalent character of CuCl, NaCl, AgCl2, calcium chloride. All I have discussed. Thermal stability order of carbonates. If you apply the heat, whose compound gets decomposed early, and difference between polarizing power and polarizability. And these some questions from the periodic previous chapter. Calcium 2 plus is isoelectronics. This is also for homework. Okay, we know this is also for homework. Okay, so now an anion of an element has electronic configuration 281, which has the following statement is correct. actually 281, that is 1:2 2:2 2p6, like 3s1, that means in case of sodium. Okay, so but here just this concept has been question is given for the according to the class 10 level, because we here write the electronic configuration, we have learned the electronic configuration 1:2 2s2, so we do not apply this to 2,8, 1. Okay, so just like a element. So these are the homework question. We solve this. If you feel problem, then you ask me. Okay, there will be no problem. Okay, so you see there are so many questions is given. Try to solve this problem. If you face any difficulties then or confusion, then you ask me. Okay, there will be no problem. So try to solve this question. Okay, after going through all the chapters what I have already discussed or taught. Okay, so next we move on the chapter periodic properties under Pearson's SAB principle, HSAB principle, Pearson. Okay, so this is very important, another chapter of the periodic properties. What? A Pearson concept in 1963, R.G. Pearson extended and generalized the quality correlations between Lewis acids and Lewis base by classifying them into two categories, hard and soft. Actually we have heard the term hard acid and hard base. Okay, so hard acid, hard base, soft acid, soft base. So there is a set of principles of Pearson's. So in 1963, R.J. Pearson extended and generalized the qualitative correlations between Lewis acids and Lewis bases by classifying them into two categories, hard and soft. The class A metal, which are small and less polarizable, prefer to combine. So that's why I have discussed polarization, polarizability, polarizing power, polarizability before this chapter. Okay, so the class A metals, which are small and less polarizable, prefer to combine non-metals or ligands which are also small and not very polarizable. Pearson called such metal as a hard acid and the corresponding ligand as hard base. Okay. Similarly, the class B metals having the large size and more or easily polarizable prefers to combine with non-metals or ligands having similar properties. Pearson called such metal as soft acid and the ligands as soft base. The attempt of classification of acids and bases as hard and soft by Pearson is known as hard and soft acid and bases. Is known as hard and soft acid and bases. That's why it has been named as HSAB or Pearson concept. HSAB or Pearson's concept. Okay. So H means hard, S means soft, acid, base or Pearson concept. So what is the Pearson concept now? Let's look. Pearson HSAB principle. Pearson suggested that hard acid prefers to bond with hard base and soft acid prefers to bond with soft base. Again I tell you, Pearson suggested that hard acid prefers to bond with hard base and soft acid prefers to bond with hard base. Okay, so this is SAB principle, HSAB. Hard acid prefers to bond with hard base, not soft acid, that's why it has been crossed. Similarly, soft acid prefers to combine with soft base, so that's why hard base do not combine with soft base, that's why it has been cancelled, crossed. So hard acid prefers to form a bond with hard base, soft acid prefers to bond with soft base. So that's why hard acid. Now what are the criteria? So it should be noted that statement given above is not a theory or an explanation, but it is simple rule of thumb which enables us to describe the relative stabilities of acid base adapts qualitatively. Okay, so these are the criteria: hard, soft acid base characteristics difference. So hard acid, active metal; soft acid, less active metal; hard acid, alkali and alkali earth metal; soft acid, not specific metal; small atom size, large atom size; high positive charge, low positive charge. So that means hard acid should have active metals, alkali and alkali earth metal, small atom size and high positive charge, whereas soft acid should be less active metal, not specific in such type of metals like hard acid, and must having large atom size and low positive charge. So these are the characteristics. Okay, also there are so many characteristics that will be discussed in the next slide. Here, low electronegativity. Hard acid should have low electronegativity, not easily polarizable, higher oxidation state, highly electropositive, and absence of any outer electrons which are easily excited to higher state. So this is the characteristics or criteria for a hard acid. It should have low electronegativity, not easily polarizable, higher oxidation state, highly electropositive, absence of any outer electrons which are easily excited to higher state. In case of soft acids, this is the continuation part: intermediate electronegativity, not high, not low; high polarizable, highly polarizable, lower oxidation state, less electropositive, presence of several excitable valence shell electron. So these are the characteristics of soft acid. Here, so these are the characteristics of soft acids: intermediate electronegativity, highly polarizable, lower oxidation state, less electropositive, presence of several excitable valence electrons. So these are the criteria, characteristics of hard, soft acid and base. Now take a look of examples. Hard base. What are hard base? Ammonia hard base, R2O hard base, F minus hard base, Cl minus hard base, NO3 minus hard base, OH minus hard base, NO3, PO4 3 minus, ClO4 minus, CO3 2 minus, SO4 2 minus, oxalato C2O4 2 minus, R3N and N2H4. So these are the hard base. What are the soft base? RSH, R2S, I minus, Cn minus, H2S, H minus, CO, SN minus, R3P. So these are the soft base. So what are the border lines in between hard base and soft base? Br minus, SO3 and N3 minus and N3 minus. So now next move on hard acid. Which compounds are hard acid? Hydrogen plus, H plus, lithium plus, Na plus, potassium plus, beryllium 2 plus, magnesium 2 plus, calcium 2 plus, strontium 2 plus, Sn2 plus, aluminium Al3 plus, Ac3 plus, gallium 3 plus, indium 3 plus, lanthanide 3 plus, chromium 3 plus, cobalt 3 plus, Fe3 plus, arsenic 3 plus, iridium 3 plus, Si4 plus, Ti4 plus, zirconium 4 plus, thorium 4 plus, plutonium 4 plus, Vo2 plus, UO2 2 plus, CH3 whole 2, Sn2 plus, BMe2, BF3, BCl3, BOR whole 3, ALH3, gallium CH3 whole 3, RPA2 plus, RSO2 plus, RaOSO2 plus, SO3, I7 plus, I5 plus, Cl7 plus, R3C plus, RCO plus, CO2, NC plus. So these are the hard acids. Very tough to remember, but we should remember some very important. So first one, this type of metals. Okay. Now soft acid: copper 2 plus, Ag plus, copper plus, Ag plus, Au plus, Ti plus, Hg plus, Pd2 plus, cadmium 2 plus, platinum 2 plus, Ag2 plus, CH3Hg plus, cesium plus, Ti3 plus, Ti sorry, TlCH3 whole 3, RCH3, RS plus, borderline Fe2 plus, cobalt 2 plus, nickel 2 plus, copper 2 plus, BCH3 whole 3, SO2, NO plus, zinc 2 plus, lead 2 plus. So these are the borderline of in between hard acid and soft acid. So these are the examples of hard acids and soft acids. Okay. So now the criteria of hard base and soft base. So what are the criteria of hard base and soft base? The small size. Hard base should have small size. Soft base should have large size. Hard base should have high electronegativity. Soft base intermediate electronegativity. Hard base low polarizability, high polarizability. Not easily oxidized in case of hard base, easily oxidized. Active nonmetals, inactive nonmetals. Okay, presence of field orbitals, empty orbitals may exist at high energy level. Partially field orbitals, empty orbitals are now low lying. Okay, so again I tell you, the hard base should be small size, high electronegativity, low polarizability, not easily oxidized, active non-metal, presence of field orbitals, empty orbitals may exist at high energy level. You know, HOMO LUMO is the high energy level. Similarly, in case of soft base, it should have large size, intermediate electronegativity, high polarizability, easily oxidized, inactive non-metal, partially filled orbitals, empty orbitals are low lying. So these are the characteristics of hard base and soft base. Again I tell you before this is, so this is the criteria. You should remember, this is the very important chapter, hard acid, hard base, soft acid, soft base. So this is the principle of Pearson. This is the criteria, characteristics of hard acid, soft acid, active metals, less active metals, alkali and alkaline earth metals, not specific metal, small atom size, large atom size, high positive charge, low positive charge. Similarly, it is the continuation part, low electronegativity, intermediate low electronegativity, not easily polarizable, highly polarizable, higher oxidation state, lower oxidation state, highly electropositive, less electropositive, presence of any outer electrons which are easily excited to higher state, presence of several excitable valence shell electron. So these are the criteria or characteristics features of a hard acid and soft acid. We should remember this. Okay. Similarly, in case of hard base, it should have small size, high electronegativity, low polarizability, not easily oxidized, active non-metals, presence of field orbitals, that is empty orbitals. Empty orbitals may exist at high energy level. Similarly, in case of soft base, large size, intermediate electronegativity, high polarizability, easily oxidized, inactive non-metal, partially filled orbitals, empty orbitals are low lying. So these are the criteria of hard acid, soft acid and hard base and soft base. This is very important. We also know the some example. We should keep in remember some example. It is not required to remember all the examples, but we should remember some important such as water, ammonia, F minus, Cl minus, NO3 minus, OH minus, NO3, C2O4 2 minus, SO4, N2H4. Okay, similarly I minus, Cl minus, H minus, H2S, R3P, similarly Br minus, NO3 minus, N3 minus. So these are the importance. So in case of hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, okay, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, aluminium, similarly copper plus, silver plus, Au plus, Ti plus, palladium 2 plus, cadmium 2 plus, platinum 2 plus, okay, Ag2 plus, CH3Ag plus, similarly Fe2 plus, borderline, cobalt 2 plus, nickel 2 plus, copper 2 plus, zinc 2 plus, lead 2 plus, SO2 and NO plus. So these are the very important examples of borderline under hard acid and soft acid. So you should remember this, what I have told you, should remember these examples of hard acid, soft acid and hard base, soft base. Consequently, their characteristics or criteria features for being a hard acid or soft base or hard base or soft base. So thank you for watching this video.